All right, today we're going to be talking about your portraits. Last week we did a general sketch of a person on one page, and then you described your fictional character on the other. We're going to start to draw your actual fictional character. All right, so today we're going to talk about the angle of the face and what style you're going to do your character in. You're going to choose an angle and you're going to choose a style to emulate, which means it doesn't have to look exactly like it, but you should try to do it in that style the best you can. All the styles will not be realistic, and we'll go over that a little more too. Next time, we'll talk about background. So for angle, you're going to decide if you're going to do a forward-facing portrait, a 3/4 view, or a profile or side. Our first practice drawing was a forward. So if you want to build a person, you would watch that video again, but modify some of the features to look more like your character in your head. A 3/4 portrait and the profile portrait, there's a video for that also. That is going to be underneath this video presentation. So let's look at some examples. This is a forward portrait. That's Chuck Close. Everything is just the way it was in our picture. A 3/4 portrait is a portrait that shows a little bit sliver of the far side of the face and a big part of the near side of the face. In a 3/4 view, you see the side of the nose, you don't see the other nostril. You see the eye, but it's at the very edge of the face. You see the lips, but it kind of goes off to the side. And the video will show you how to what's called foreshorten or make it look shorter so it looks like it's turned away. A profile view is the exact side of your head. So that video will show you how to kind of shape the general mouth, nose, and forehead of your head. So let's look at these and decide which angle they are. Are they forward, 3/4, or profile? What do you think of the Mona Lisa? She's kind of in between forward and 3/4. This side of the face is a little smaller, but it's not like so turned that you can't see this side of the nose, or you can't see the side of her mouth or the side of her face. What about this one? Yeah, this Picasso is more 3/4. So you see the side of the nose, even though it's abstract, you can still tell it's kind of a 3/4 view because there's a sliver of the face. What about this one? Yeah, this one is a profile. We can't see any of the other side of the face. It's the exact side of the head. Here's some more. What about this Rory Lichtenstein's? It's pretty much 3/4 because this is the sliver of the face. Things are shorter like the lips. The eye touches the edge. You can see the side of the nose. What about this Kehinde Wiley portrait? It is a forward-facing one. Everything's pretty symmetrical, even though it's a little tilted. What about this one? It is profile. We cannot see any of the other side of the face. So what you're going to do is you're going to choose. You can either write it down or sketch it, but choose forward, 3/4 view, or profile, and to make a note of it. Now we're going to choose artist styles. Now, artist style, the style will kind of just dictate what our medium will be or what kind of art materials we'll use. I'm going to show you a variety that are kind of from realistic to more abstract. You don't have to do exactly like these artists, but you should be kind of aiming to generally have some of their characteristics. So Chuck Close is one of our artists. He's a photorealistic artist. Of course, you do not have to draw photorealistically. If you choose this style, there's actually two in here. The first style is just a shaded portrait, and I will show you in charcoal how to do highlights, shadows, so that way your face looks a little more realistic. You could also do his grid technique, where it kind of looks like pixels and colors. And for that one, that's going to be a little more abstract, which is why it's green. But the shape of the face is realistic, even if the coloring is not. Getting more abstract, Rory Lichtenstein, the shape of the faces and features are pretty realistic. He has dark lines, and if you decide to do this, I can also show you how to do these dots, which are called Ben-Day dots. If you choose Rory Lichtenstein, if you're in class with me, we most likely will use some printmaking and marker techniques to make it look like his style. This artist, Derek Adams, he stylized collage, so it's kind of realistic in the sense that people and the general shapes are correct for real people, but how it is colored in or created, it looks collage. So these kind of look more like it was divided, a real picture was divided and then colored in different kinds of tones, where this one is actually a collage itself cut out of magazines. So it's called stylized collage look because most likely what you'll do is you will draw your portrait and then you will divide it in this style to do different skin tones or maybe even different textures. Our last choice is Pablo Picasso, and he is the most abstract. You still have parts of the face, and you still have angles. So, like, this is 3/4. That could even be 3/4. This could be almost forward. So you can decide how you want to make it look like Picasso, but generally you'd probably, if you're in class with me, use oil pastels or crayons because he has these thick lines, really expressive kind of blocky colors, and you use shape to break down the face so it looks more kind of like a design rather than a realistic face. You also could kind of go this style, which was one of his earlier works before he started experimenting with these more abstract shapes of how to break down the face. Okay, so you're going to choose one of those to style your portrait like. All right, so you're going to, once again, choose these. This image is at the bottom of the Canvas page, and you can just, in your sketchbook, do your best to, once you draw your face at whatever angle you're doing, try to use color and shading to the best of your ability so we can start to stylize it like these artists. And next time I will give you more tips on how to create this more stylized look depending on who you're going to do for your final.